There are three main things that you need to understand to making viral content on Instagram, and if you can get good at these three things, it will feel like you're just printing millions of views, your account will explode, and massive brands will be offering you thousands of dollars in sponsorships. How do I know this works? Because within just a little over a year, I was able to take my Instagram account from 20,000 followers to now over 230,000 followers with this strategy right here. And with this explosion of growth, I got to work with and create content for some of the biggest brands like Sony, Honda, and Google, just to name a few. I even got to travel around the world to work on some amazing projects. For me, taking Instagram seriously and creating short-form content was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made because it took my brand and business to an entirely new level and changed my life. But if I were to start from the very beginning, from scratch with 0 followers, these are the most important crucial things that I would do right away in order to build up a successful Instagram account again. And I'm going to be taking some of the core elements from my Instagram Creator Academy and try to condense it into 5 core topics that I would do right away. The first one is going to be understanding the algorithm. Now, assuming that this is something that you're serious about and this is something that you actually want to make a living out of, the very first thing that you need to understand is the game of Instagram. And once you understand what the game is that we're playing here, you understand why certain videos will get millions of views and why certain videos won't. And the number one thing to understanding the Instagram algorithm is that it only cares about keeping the user on the platform for as long as possible. And you might be asking, why exactly do they care about this? Well, because the more time that you spend on this platform, the more ads that you end up watching and the more money that they make from these ads. And the owner of Meta, Mark Zuckerberg, said this himself.
There will always be a version of Facebook that is free. In order to do that, we believe that we need to offer a service that everyone can afford, and we're committed to doing that.
Well, if so, how do you sustain a business model in which users don't pay for your service?
Senator, we run ads.
That's why social media is highly addictive. It's purposely designed in a way to get you glued to your phone and to keep you coming back. Have you ever noticed that whenever you feel like taking a break and you think to yourself, oh, maybe I'll just scroll on social media for a few minutes. So you start scrolling, but before you know it, an hour or even 2 hours have flown by and you've just been scrolling nonstop. That is done on purpose. This is exactly what the algorithm is designed to do. And understanding that this is the game that we're playing here will allow you to strategize and then formulate your content in a way to increase audience retention and watch time and essentially increase your chances of hitting the algorithm. So now that we understand that watch time and audience retention is the #1 key factor in what the algorithm wants, because it wants us to stay on the platform for as long as possible, the next thing that we need to tackle is how can we formulate our viral content around this concept. By knowing this, there is a way to set up and structure your content that will give you much higher chances of getting millions of views. Now, I cover this extensively in about a 2-hour-long segment in my Instagram Creator course, but to just summarize it, when it comes to formulating viral content, there are 3 main things that you need to understand. That's going to be the idea, the hook, and the value. Starting off with the idea, rather than spraying and praying random content hoping to go viral, you can actually pinpoint and have a general idea of what will do better over the other. And why this is so important is because you can be more time efficient and not waste all your time and effort filming and editing a video based on a bad idea that will just flop. You want to know where to put your effort and time so you can actually see some results. So learning how to come up with good ideas for your niche is very important in that regard. Now, moving on to the hook, and I think the hook is so important that this is what will either make or break your viral reel and could be the difference of you getting 1,000 views or 1,000,000 views on your video. I'm not even kidding, it's really that important. With the nature of short-form content and the thousands of reels being uploaded every single day competing for everyone's attention, naturally, users will have much shorter attention spans on this platform. And it's not even just the digital space that you might be competing with, there are also other real-life things that might be going on for that viewer that you're also competing against. That is why it is so important that you stimulate your viewer the moment that they scroll onto your post and grab their attention. And unfortunately, because of this, it doesn't really matter how talented of a filmmaker or photographer you are. If you start off your content way too slow and boring, your viewer will actually end up just scrolling away before it even gets to the good part. Failing to understand this and formatting your content in a way that will hook your viewer could be the reason why no one is noticing your content. And this is why you might see so many talented videographers or photographers might not get the recognition that they deserve. And while on the other hand, you might see other certain photographers exploding. Now, the next thing that we need to cover is going to be the value. And this is sort of like the cherry on top in order to create the perfect viral video on Instagram. The other really important thing that you should also be aware of besides the number of views is going to be how many followers do you actually get from that viral video. Sure, you might have gotten 1 million or even 2 million views on that particular video, but maybe you only got 100 followers out of it. So that is why you need to deliver something that your viewer really finds valuable and also maintain that value throughout all of your other content so that when a new viewer checks out your Instagram feed and, just watch all of your other content, they'll most likely follow you because they recognize that you are providing so much value with all of your other content. That is why that I say that it might be better to focus on delivering high quality content rather than quantity over the long run, even though it might take you a little longer to deliver on those higher quality videos, and even if it means that you're posting less. So now that we've established a direction and sort of a strategy when it comes to formatting our content, the next thing that we're going to need to tackle is how to actually bring those ideas to life, which is why the third step that I would do if I were starting a new Instagram would be learning how to film, and even better if I could film cinematic footage. Instagram has always been a very visually dominant platform, and it's the primary platform for most videographers and photographers, which is why cinematic videos, photography, and usually aesthetic visuals in general just tend to do really good on Instagram. I know a lot of you guys who have been following me are in the photo and video world, but even if you're not and you're in a different niche, learning how to film high quality footage is an easy way to separate yourself from the competition and improve your video quality. I think that if you are proficient in capturing cinematic visuals, Instagram is a goldmine for this style of content. Like I said, since Instagram is such a concentrated platform of visual artists, just by filming a few breathtaking cinematic shots and creating a short sequence out of that can lead to millions of views. So personally, I would spend a lot of time on learning the fundamentals of capturing beautiful, breathtaking cinematic visuals, things like what camera you should use, camera settings, understanding lighting, how to compose a shot, learning the different camera movements, and understanding your frame rates, to name a few. But once you get this down, it will feel like you're printing millions of views whenever you take your camera out to capture content. Now, obviously, after learning how to film, we're gonna need to learn how to edit. Another part of the puzzle that really led to my success is being able to edit extremely fast. Knowing how to cut to the beat, how to color grade to get cinematic colors, how to edit short-form retention-based videos, and also knowing how to repurpose a lot of my content and turn one video into 5 different videos or even more in some cases. And when I say editing, I don't mean editing on your phone, I mean editing on your computer in order to be more efficient. Sure, editing on your phone on the native Instagram app can be okay for, some basic reels, but when you want to get a little bit more creative with your edits, with more complex cuts, adding visual effects, adding in cinematic color grading, or if you're working with over 20 to 100 different video files, you're definitely going to need to take that editing into your computer in order to take it up a notch. Not only will you just be able to create better videos like this, but you'll save so much more time and be able to edit so much more faster and efficiently so that you can use that time to actually spend it on more important things like spending time with your family or friends. Trust me, once you make the switch over to editing on your computer, you will never want to go back to editing on your phone. It will be like night and day in terms of how much faster you can get things done. So if you're still on the fence about editing short-form content on your computer and you're still using your phone, just give it a shot. I promise you'll be able to get way more creative with your edits. You'll be able to make more higher quality videos, and also you'll be able to pump out a lot of these much faster. Now, the very last thing that I would do if I were starting a new Instagram account is that I would learn how I could actually monetize my millions of views and thousands of new followers. Unfortunately, Instagram has removed the creator bonus program, and Instagram isn't paying a single penny to any creators anymore, which means that even if you were to get millions of views and thousands of new followers, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're making any money off of it. Instagram isn't like YouTube where they pay you in ad revenue, so you'll have to find other means of monetizing those millions of views and thousands of new followers. Now, obviously, there is quite a lot of different things here that you need to get good at in order to build up a successful Instagram account, which can be extremely time consuming. But if you build a strategy and a process to improve the speed of things like idea generation, creating hooks, becoming more efficient in both filming and editing, repurposing your content, and then monetizing your content, it will make the process drastically easier and quicker, while also allowing you to pump out high quality content that will allow you to get viral videos to turn this Instagram thing into a full-time living. Those are the 5 things that I would try to get good at right away if I were to start up an Instagram from scratch. And That's exactly what I teach inside of my Instagram Creator Academy. In my academy, I have over 50 plus lessons and 6+ hours of content covering how to build up a successful Instagram account. Everything from understanding and leveraging the Instagram algorithm, how to then formally borrow content to consistently get millions of views, a step-by-step process of how to film breathtaking cinematic visuals like I do, editing extremely fast and efficient for short-form media, and then monetizing your account in order to make the most out of your millions of views and to finally be able to go full-time and achieve that location freedom and time freedom along with it. And so much more, all inside one organized online course in order to excel your progress. In my course, I basically lay out my exact blueprint in a step-by-step process that has led me to exploding growth so that you can easily apply these same exact systems and strategies into your own account in order to find success. I also do have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if for whatever reason, if you are not satisfied with your experience, just shoot me an email. So if you are someone who is looking to kickstart your journey into this Instagram thing into the new year and get a head start, I think you will find a lot of value out of this course, and you could be a few viral videos away from life-changing results like it was for me. If you are interested, feel free to check out the link in the description to learn more and check out what other amazing bonuses that you will receive along with enrollment. If you have made it until the very end, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later.